You find yourself lying in bed, utterly exhausted, yet your mind refuses to rest. Thoughts race replaying conversations, anticipating future scenarios, and analyzing every detail of your day. The clock ticks away, and sleep remains elusive. This isn't just a nightly nuisance, it's a cycle that affects your well-being. But there's a way out, grounded in science and practical strategies. In today's fast-paced world, overthinking has become a common barrier to restful sleep. Research indicates that rumination, persistent and repetitive thinking about distressing topics can significantly impair sleep quality. This isn't merely about feeling tired. Chronic sleep deprivation linked to overthinking can lead to serious health issues, including anxiety, depression, and weakened immune function. The problem often starts subtly. Maybe you begin by reflecting on a mistake you made earlier in the day or worrying about an upcoming deadline. Then it spirals, your brain latches onto that one thought, then another, and before you know it, an hour has passed and you're still wide awake. Science shows us that overthinking activates the same stress response in your brain as actual physical danger. Your body gets flooded with cortisol, your heart rate increases, and your brain waves shift into patterns of alertness, not sleep. You're not failing to sleep because you're lazy or undisciplined. Your brain thinks it's protecting you, but that protection mechanism has gone rogue. This video is about learning how to calm your mind, take back control, and reclaim the sleep you need to function, thrive, and live well. You'll discover why you overthink, what it's doing to your sleep, and exactly what you can do about it, starting tonight. Let's go deeper. 1. Understanding why your brain won't shut off at night. One reason your mind keeps racing when you trying to sleep has to do with a part of your brain called the default mode network, or DMN for short. Think of the DMN like your brain autopilot mode. It kicks in when you are not focused on anything outside, like when you're lying in bed or daydreaming. This network tends to focus on thinking about yourself, your past, your worries about the future, and how you think others see you. So, when you're trying to rest, your brain is actually busy running through a loop of thoughts about your day, mistakes, or what might go wrong. Scientists have found that when the DMN is really active before bed, it can make falling asleep much harder. A study in the journal Neuroscience showed that people with more activity in this part of the brain took longer to fall asleep and didn't sleep as well. What's happening is that this mental loop keeps your brain in a kind of alert mode instead of letting it relax and wind down. On top of that, when your brain is busy worrying or analyzing, it messes with your body's natural sleep signals. Normally, your brain should start releasing a hormone called melatonin that tells your body it is time to sleep. But if your mind is racing, your body thinks it needs to stay awake, pumping out stress hormones instead. It's like your brain gets confused about whether it should be alert or relaxed. Imagine the DMN as a noisy roommate who won't stop talking just when you want quiet. The key to falling asleep is to calm that chatter down. You can do this by giving your brain something simple and gentle to focus on, like a short meditation, a few deep breaths, or jotting down your worries in a journal. These simple habits can help slow down the DMN and let your brain switch off. For example, a study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that people who practiced mindfulness meditation for 6 weeks fell asleep faster and felt more rested. Their brains learned how to quiet those endless thought loops. So, if you ever wonder why your brain won't turn off at night, it's not just about stress or bad habits, it is how your brain as autopilot works. Don't fight it head on. Instead, learn to gently steer it towards calm and rest. Next, let's talk about why trying to force sleep can actually make things worse. Sure, I'll continue expanding the rest of the parts with that same clear, conversational, and gently scientific style. Here's part 2. 2. Why trying to force sleep often makes overthinking worse. When you lie awake at night and tell yourself, I have to fall asleep now, you're actually putting extra pressure on your brain, which can backfire. This is called the ironic process theory, a concept in psychology that shows how trying to suppress certain thoughts makes them even stronger. In other words, the more you tell yourself not to think, the more your brain insists on thinking about exactly that. Scientific experiments support this. One classic study had participants try not to think about a white bear, but they ended up thinking about it more often. Similarly, when you try to force sleep or stop overthinking, you may accidentally keep your brain in overdrive. Your body senses the stress and stays alert, releasing cortisol, the stress hormone, which keeps your mind sharp instead of helping it relax. This is why the harder you try to sleep, the more elusive it becomes. Instead of battling your thoughts, the key is to shift your approach to accept the wakefulness and stop fighting it. This might sound counterintuitive, but studies on insomnia show that acceptance-based techniques help reduce the anxiety that keeps you awake. When you stop fighting sleep, your body can naturally relax. A good example is mindfulness-based therapy for insomnia, MBTI, which has been shown in several clinical trials to improve sleep quality by helping people accept their sleepless moments instead of fearing or resisting them. When you stop battling your thoughts, you break the cycle of overthinking and restlessness. So, the next time you're stuck awake, remind yourself it's okay to be awake for a bit. Relax your mind and body without pressure. This will lower your stress response and gradually allow sleep to come on its own. Absolutely! Here's the full continuation with parts 3 through 10, keeping that natural, clear, and supportive tone with solid scientific backing. 3. The role of cortisol and how stress keeps you awake. When you're overthinking at night, your body is actually experiencing a stress response similar to what happens if you were in danger. Your brain signals the release of cortisol, the hormone that helps you react to threats by increasing your alertness and energy. This response was crucial for survival in the wild. Your ancestors needed to be ready to run or fight at a moment's notice. But in today's world, your brain can't always tell the difference between a real threat and the worries spinning in your head. When you replay stressful events or imagine worst-case scenarios, your body responds by pumping cortisol. High cortisol levels late at night have been linked to trouble falling asleep and less deep, restorative sleep, according to research published in Psychoneuroendocrinology. Imagine cortisol as your body's internal alarm bell, that S ringing just when you want silence. The more you overthink, the louder that bell gets, and the harder it is to settle down. That's why learning how to lower your cortisol in the evening is crucial. Techniques like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and even light yoga have been shown to reduce cortisol and help your nervous system shift from fight or flight to rest and digest. For example, a study in health psychology found that people who practiced deep breathing before bed had significantly lower cortisol levels and fell asleep faster than those who didn't. This simple practice can help you break the cycle of stress and overthinking. 4. The impact of blue light and technology on your brain's sleep signals. Another big reason your brain struggles to switch off at night comes from the screens you might be using right before bed. Phones, tablets, and laptops emit blue light, which tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Blue light suppresses melatonin, the hormone responsible for signaling your body that it's time to sleep. Research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that exposure to blue light in the evening delays melatonin production by up to 3 hours. This means your body's natural sleep clock gets pushed back, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Besides delaying melatonin, using screens also keeps your brain engaged with exciting or stressful content, social media, emails, or work messages, which fuels overthinking and anxiety. It's like pouring gasoline on the fire. To give your brain the best chance to wind down, experts recommend avoiding screens at least 1 hour before bedtime. If you must use devices, apps, or settings that reduce blue light, often called night mode, can help but aren't a perfect fix. Ideally, swap your screen time for calming activities like reading a physical book, listening to soothing music, or gentle stretching. 5. How journaling can quiet your mind. One surprisingly effective way to stop your brain from looping through endless worries is to write them down. Journaling works because it helps transfer those thoughts from your busy brain onto paper, giving you some mental space. Studies have shown that people who journal before bed experience reduced anxiety and better sleep quality. In a 2018 study published in Journal of Experimental Psychology, participants who spent 15 minutes writing about their worries before sleep fell asleep faster than those who didn't. Writing acts like a pressure valve, letting your brain release the tension holding it hostage. Try this yourself by keeping a journal next to your bed. Before you lie down, spend a few minutes jotting down everything on your mind. Don't worry about grammar or spelling, just write whatever comes up. You might be surprised how this simple habit calms your racing thoughts and creates a mental boundary between your day and your rest. 6. The power of mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness meditation has become a popular tool for calming overthinking, especially at night. Mindfulness means paying gentle, non-judgmental attention to the present moment, your breath, your body, or the sounds around you without getting caught up in your thoughts. Research consistently shows mindfulness can reduce the symptoms of insomnia and anxiety by helping your brain break free from repetitive negative thinking. A review in JAMA Internal Medicine reported that mindfulness meditation helped people fall asleep more quickly and improved sleep quality over time. When you meditate, your brain shifts from the overactive default mode network, the autopilot brain we talked about earlier, to networks that help focus on the here and now. This helps you recognize that thoughts are just thoughts, they don't have to control you. If you're new to meditation, try guided sessions that focus on breathing or body scans. Apps like Headspace or Calm offer simple exercises designed for sleep. Even 5 to 10 minutes a night can make a difference. 7. Establishing a sleep-friendly evening routine. Your brain loves patterns and routines. It thrives on predictability. When you create a calming evening routine, you send a clear signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. This can make it much easier to let go of overthinking and fall asleep. A good routine might include dimming the lights, turning off screens, drinking a warm caffeine-free tea, or reading something relaxing. Keep the same bedtime each night, even on weekends, to help regulate your internal clock. Studies show that consistent sleep schedules improve sleep quality and help reduce insomnia symptoms. Your brain starts associating these cues with sleep, so it begins preparing your body to relax even before you lie down. Avoid heavy meals, intense exercise, or stressful conversations close to bedtime, as these can ramp up your nervous system and keep your brain active. 8. How physical activity helps reduce overthinking and improve sleep. Exercise isn't just good for your body, it's great for your mind too. Regular physical activity helps reduce anxiety and depressive symptoms, which often fuel overthinking and sleeplessness. A meta-analysis published in Sleep Medicine Reviews found that moderate aerobic exercise significantly improves sleep quality and reduced time to fall asleep. Exercise lowers stress hormones like cortisol and increases feel-good chemicals like endorphins and serotonin. However, timing matters. Exercising too close to bedtime can stimulate your nervous system and make it harder to fall asleep. Aim to finish workouts at least 3 hours before you plan to sleep. Even gentle activities like walking or yoga can help you unwind and reduce mental clutter. When your body feels tired and relaxed, your brain is more likely to follow. 9. When overthinking and sleep problems become serious. While occasional overthinking and sleepless nights happen to everyone, chronic insomnia and anxiety need attention. If your mind races every night for weeks or months, and it starts affecting your mood, energy, or health, it's important to seek professional help. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, is the gold standard treatment that helps you change the thoughts and behaviors keeping you stuck in this cycle. Research shows CBTI works better than sleeping pills in the long term by targeting the root causes. If you find yourself overwhelmed or struggling, reaching out to a sleep specialist or therapist can provide personalized strategies and support. 10. Taking control tonight. Practical steps you can start now. The good news is that you don't have to wait for weeks to see improvement. Tonight, you can try a few simple steps to calm your mind and prepare for better sleep. Start by dimming your lights and turning off screens an hour before bed. Then write down any worries in a journal. Follow that with a 5-minute breathing exercise or guided meditation to ease your brain out of overdrive. Remember, the goal isn't a perfect sleep every night, but learning to reduce the power of overthinking so your brain and body can rest more deeply. Over time, these habits build on each other, creating a cycle of calm and better sleep. You're not alone in this. Millions struggle with overthinking and sleep problems, but with science-backed tools and patience, you can break free and reclaim your nights. Overthinking at night isn't just a bad habit. It is a complex cycle involving your brain, wiring, stress hormones, and daily habits that can seriously impact your health and happiness. But understanding what's going on inside your brain and body gives you power to change it. By slowing down your thoughts, managing stress hormones, protecting your natural sleep signals, and building calming routines, you can take control of your sleep starting now. If this video helped you understand why you overthink and gave you practical tools to try tonight, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on mental health and well-being. Share your thoughts or experiences with overthinking in the comments below. Your story might help someone else struggling right now. Remember, better sleep isn't just a dream, it's within your reach.